Hi, welcome to Daz Wargaming. You've joined us here with myself, Daz, and
me, Ash.
And we are here today to test out some of the Duncan Rhodes Two Thin Coats paints. I want to get Ash's first impressions on this range.
Well, that's great, Daz, but I don't actually have the paints.
1 minute. There you go. Hi, welcome to Daz Wargaming. You joined the two of us together in the same place, and I couldn't be more excited, Ash.
It's exciting.
It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. So, for those of you that follow me on the channel, you'll notice that the Duncan Rhodes and Transatlantic Games were kind enough to send us out a Wave 1 set of the Two Thin Coats paints. I've already done a video on that, and I've shared some stories and bits and pieces. But I wanted to get Ash's opinion and first impressions of this paint range. So up till now, Ash, you say you're more or less using Citadel.
Citadel, yeah.
Yeah, mainly. And you're happy with that at the moment?
That's right.
Yeah. So I primarily used a lot of Citadel, and this kind of allowed me to give a good comparison between the two. So I'm interested to see if you have the same thoughts to what I had. So without further ado, Ash, would you like to crack open the goodies? Here we go. So yeah, this paint range is I think 60 paints in the Wave 1. Here we go. Right, there we go. Ooh. So when you open it, you are greeted by these two cards. So the first one is Wave 1 on the front, and I think Wave 1 on the back, 2 on the back. Is it Wave 2? No, Wave 1. I think Wave 2 might be on the other one.
And then
basically, so sheet 1, these basically tell you the Duncan Rhodes paints and their equivalent in Citadel and Army Painter.
Well, that's handy actually. So
if you are coming from using another brand, you can add 1 or 2 of these in and still carry on the project quite closely. They do match up quite well, actually. So there's a nice little chart there for you, which is quite cool. You got a colour wheel, which is always really handy.
That's nice.
And then this system that Duncan's doing is, I think it's called a triad system. Okay. Where all the colours in his range are designed to go together in threes.
Right.
So a base, a mid, and a highlight. And you can see from the sides the different tones, flesh tones, and things like that. It's got the triads. So those are all the different paints that you would use in those triads.
That's a clever idea. I like that.
Yeah. It's nice. It's in there. It's handy. I've referred to it quite a few times. But yes.
You don't get many guides when you buy paints these days.
No. These are really cool. I don't know whether these are just a thing for the big set, like for all the range, or whether it's something you get anyway. But this is readily available online. It's not a secret thing. Like you can find it anyway. So that's those, which I think are really cool. I think it's really important to include those. And then, don't worry, this paints haven't been stolen. There's just more in there than we need. So yeah, I have used these. So yeah, this is how they come.
Actually had little bottles in there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice little dropper bottles, which is always a plus. And they come with agitators in, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
So every pot has got an agitator in.
That's handy. How long do you sit there with Citadel paints, giving it the old?
Yeah, it can be crazy, especially ones that are more prone to separate. But these colours are mega, man. Honestly,
I like this green. That's nice.
It is a nice green. Yeah, one that I've been using quite a lot. Believe it or not. Can you tell which yellow I've been using as well? You might be able to tell from the cap.
Would it be this one?
It might be that one.
Yeah. Skulker yellow.
Yeah. Some of the names are a bit weird, but yeah.
Well.
Yeah. The one that I'll tell you what, this throws me, especially when I did the tutorial. You try and do this in a tutorial without saying the Citadel version.
A white star. White
Oh.
star. Yeah.
How many takes did I do? A lot. I'll tell you that now. There was a lot of takes. It's not White Scar.
No, it's not White Scar. White Star.
Yeah. So you can see in the box how it's laid out in the triad system.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's already laid out.
Yeah, kind of. You got the reds. So you got these reds. So you got Berserker red there. Then you got Sanguine Scarlet.
And then Demon Red.
And then Demon Red.
Ah.
Then you got the yellows 1, 2, 3, blues 1, 2, 3, orange 1, 2, 3, greens, purples, and this one's very nice as well. Death, which is like Corvus Black. That's very cool.
And you know how we like Corvus.
We love some Corvus Black here at Daz and Wargaming, and we're converting people one at a time.
Who knows? We might convert people. Which one was it? Death Reaper now.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a go. But yes, that's the general. So just seeing the range, the bottles, everything like that. What's your first impressions of that range?
Well, it's very well organised and tidy. It's you put a lot of thought into it. And what I like is that it also, like me, a Citadel user, it gives you the alternatives. Oh, not the alternatives. What it mimics more.
Yeah. I think what that does nicely is it shows that obviously the understanding that there are other paint brands out there. So I think a lot of other companies hate the thought that there are other brands out there.
Yeah.
Whereas this seems to be like, yeah, there are others out there. Like people do use them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And here you go. But yeah, if you want to add some of these to your paint range and slowly build up the collection, you can, and you can mimic the colours quite well.
Oh, it does Army Painter as well.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So two of the big hitters in the paint world, and I think that's really, really cool. Because you're not going to see a similar thing from Citadel, like that sort of thing.
No. No. They'll.
It's just Citadel, that's what they do.
Want
That's
you to
fine.
do
That's
Citadel,
fine. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch.
Yeah. No, I like that, and I like the triad system. I really do. That's really nice. Because how many times do you look up online or you ask somebody, oh, I've used this red.
Yeah.
What red then goes after that? What red goes after that? So that's a nice contrast there.
Yeah, and so he's got his different the paint bottle keys. They've got letters on the bottles.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's a bit like the Citadel base layer.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so this one you've got shadow, mid-tone, highlight, wash, metallic, glaze, and bright.
Indeed. So yeah, there we go. That's Ash's first impression on opening the box. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut away. We're going to get some miniatures, and we're going to get some paint on them.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this.
Let's go. And just like that, we're at the painting table. So here we go. We have our little wet palette there. We have a selection of paints and some miniatures. Nice gestures there. Right, so we are ready to go, Ash. So yeah, you've got your miniature ready?
I have. I will be using painting a Marine Obliterator today. It's been sat on the shelf for a while, so
nice.
Perfect opportunity.
Right, so we're going to get some, first of all, we're just going to shake some paint up and we're going to get them on this wet palette. Check out some consistencies straight out the pots.
So what are you using there?
This is just the Doom Death Blacks. This is what would be the equivalent of like just the standard Citadel Black. I can't remember what it's called now. Is it Abaddon Black or Chaos Black or what is it?
It's still Abaddon Black.
Yeah.
The Chaos Black is the spray.
Oh, of course it is. So yeah, like I say, we've got some. I'll bring the water.
Yes.
Into view as well.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, I've got here Barbarian Brawn. Which,
Yeah.
by the looks of it, looks like a flesh stone.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, feel free to. You're the one sort of like first time using this, Ash. So feel free to voice your opinions. I'll obviously chirp in as and when I feel appropriate. But yeah,
I'll tell you what. Straight away, I can tell this goes on ever so nicely.
yeah. I have said as well that like I find it is very thick, so it's a lot thicker out the pot. So you do need, I'd say, a wet palette, or you do need to do thinning, which, you know, is not a bad thing because it's kind of the whole premise.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With what Duncan wants to achieve with it, really, I think, is getting people to thin their paints.
he has been saying it for years. It's 2 thin coats.
So yeah, it's kind of good that it's not usable directly out the bottle. I think that it's nice that you have to do something with it. It's yeah, I quite like it. But yeah,
it's yeah, that's going on very nicely.
Let's say I've been lucky enough to have been using this for the last couple of weeks. So I did a tutorial that's out at the moment, using it. So I've really enjoyed that. So yeah. I'm just testing out at the minute how this black goes down if I was to use it to undercoat a model. I know a lot of people do undercoat by hand.
They do. I've sometimes do undercoat by hand on more important models because I get to know where the detailing is a bit better. No, I'm already enjoying this flesh tone.
Yeah. What's your plan with it? Are you going to be using the triad type?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's set out the triad thing, so I thought to myself, you know what, I need to do the flesh on this. It's usually my first go-to if I'm doing anything chaotic demon with flesh being exposed.
Yeah.
So use the triad system on the flesh tone, see how that goes. You might use this flesh wash as well. It's genuinely called flesh wash.
Exactly.
So that'll be. So I'll do this one side that, and let's bring that into focus a bit more for me.
Yeah, it's always a bit of an issue when doing this sort of thing. Keeping that focus. So I happen to have brought along a model that doesn't have its base on yet, so it's really difficult to work with. I probably brought the worst model to be working on, but
so you've been using Astra Militarum for these now. How are you finding it using?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I've enjoyed it because I think that there's something as well that you might comment on later on down the line using these. I don't know why, but there's something slightly nostalgic about them. Like these, they remind me of old Citadel paints. Like some of them, especially.
Well, I would imagine that would be some sort of inspiration.
Yeah,
for the creation.
I mean, there's because in the Citadel range now, there's a lot of good paints I enjoy using still, but there's some that I just wish that they were the old ones.
Yeah.
Or we had them back. And yeah, you feel like some of these definitely have that. The reds are really cool, the greens are really cool, and those flesh tones, I mean, they are so good.
So as it goes, I am going over again with a second thin coat.
Yeah.
Just to really dig into those darker bits.
Yeah, I did not do 2 thin coats on my tutorial. I apologise. But
I will interject here because I've just knocked down one of these. How often have you been using other paint brands like Citadel? You've had the paint pot open like a wash.
Yeah, the wash is. I mean, it's meme worthy, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you just knock it over and it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
This one,
nothing. Just mixes your paint more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So. What's the next one in the triad for this? It was Barbarian.
That's what you used, and then that's what you used, and then it's
Dwarven Skin.
There we go.
And then it will be Elven Skin. A dwarf and an elf.
Together.
Yeah.
Bit of triad, there you go.
Dwarves and elf.
Working together.
And a barbarian.
Well, why not? I'm gonna let that dry a minute.
Yeah, but already, I can already see how nicely that's gone on.
Nice and smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a really nice smooth finish on that.
Yeah.
Well, you can colour me impressed already.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. So Dwarven Skin, the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got that shaking.
Probably won't need more than that.
Why it's not whatnot?
Right, so that's there.
Use it up.
Right, so go there. We'll use the wash bit later.
A second.
Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for that to dry. I'm going to load up my next colour.
What are you going for?
Elven Green.
Ooh.
So, yeah, this is a nice dark green. Which I have obviously already used, so from my previous the infantry I did.
How many more you got to go?
Don't ask. I've done like 6. I did mix up my own Goblin Green for the bases, which out of this range, it worked quite well, but it's a little bit off. But Duncan informs me that in wave 2 that's coming, there is a Goblinoid Green.
A Goblinoid Green,
which I've also been told that it's pretty on the nose of what Goblin Green was.
Oh.
So I am super excited for that one.
The amount of people that say they miss Goblin Green, you'd think Warhammer would bring back.
Again, it's like I said earlier, you know, there's just some paints that Citadel don't do anymore that are just like people just want, and this is what it just. A lot of these are like that. It's just that nostalgic feeling, and just even how they go on.
Yeah.
Well,
just on this, that's already just a small little thin coat on this. Or am I using Dwarven Skin on top of this Barbarian Brawn? Has really picked up and brightened up the skin tone ever so slightly, and it's just gone on so nicely.
Yeah. So we're back, and yeah, we've got a few more paints on the palette now. I finally finished base coating, so I'm getting some layers on. Ash, where are you in the whole process?
Yep, so I finished, as you saw, I finished up the Barbarian Brawn, moved on to Dwarven Skin, and then after having a quick chat with you, I used the Flesh Wash, and using that as sort of getting into the recesses and the tracer, so I can put down some Elven Skin to bring out the higher highlights.
Cool.
Nice, so we're going to give it the old agitate-y shake.
Yeah. How did you find the wash?
The wash was nice. It's I'm not going to lie, it's not much different to Citadel ones.
Okay.
It still goes on nicely though, so I suppose you can't go wrong with washes, whatever you do.
Yeah.
But the pigmentation on it is nice. It has brought out the detailing quite nicely and gone into the recesses nice. So we will see how this Elven Skin does. Now, sort of off camera, I did say, now I tend to shy away from doing flesh tones or skin tones or anything like that. I usually, with Chaos, you can do whatever you want in terms, but in terms of natural skin tones, mainly because I'm not very good at it, and I don't think the paints that I use really complement how I would do skin tones nicely. But these have been a pleasure to use, which is a big thing for me to say actually when it comes to painting skin tones. So
yeah,
I must say it is cool.
Yeah, and I say it's the cool thing is with this is that I think, like we said with the whole chart that they've got, like, you know, using this amongst other paint brands and stuff. If you wanted to swap out these for like for the skin tone stuff, you know, you've got your 3 paints, maybe 4 if you want to include the wash, and you're all set. I know on Exit 23 they stock all these paints, but I think they got like a deal on or something where it's like you get, like, you buy so many paints you get 1 free.
No, yeah, nice.
I think is it 5 paints 1 free? Maybe. I'll have to double check. But yeah, it's a really cool deal if you're looking at getting into it.
It would be good if it's 5 paints and then you get 1 free. That's pretty cool.
I think it is 5 paints, 1 free. I'm going to point out as well that we are actually recording from Total Order of Chaos's Chaos Lair.
Yeah.
You can see the table amount of chaos. I'm sure someone's going to comment. That's all. So
it's a lovely.
It is lovely.
Chaotic. You know, you'd think in the realm of me that I would have maybe fire, or like a fire pit, or a warp storm table, or something like that. But no, I feel this is more chaotic because you didn't expect this.
It is chaotic. Yeah, so the 2 thin coats paints on Exit 23 are currently buy 5 paints, get the 6th free.
That's cool.
And I think they're about $3.75 each.
So that's pretty much on brand, really, and you get a lot in.
There's more in them, yeah. And you get the agitator.
Yeah.
You get it in a dropper bottle.
A dropper bottle.
Yeah. It's all pluses, if I'm honest. With how it's packaged, presented, and cost, it's so I mean,
I must prefer. I do like the dropper bottle then to actually open a paint pot and then dip in your brush. Oh, I just dropped the bottle. But imagine if I had a Citadel paint there, I'd have spilled that.
I'm gonna keep saying that.
We've all done it. Non oil and Nagrax their show.
If any ever happens with that. But yeah. There's not a lot of even constructive criticisms, if I'm honest with it. It's very difficult. I always like to try and include some. It's like I don't like anything being like perfect. Yeah, but I'm sure. Well, maybe Ash can think of some as we go along. I'm not sure, but it might be too early yet to say.
Considering I'm quite happy with how this is going.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm actually finding it hard to pick out anything. I can't fault the actual bottles. I can't fault the fact there's an agitator in it. I can't fault the charts that you get.
Yeah.
No, and the quantity, because you can hear it rattling around in there in the paints. There's a lot in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And well, what have we used? Just drops, really.
Yeah, you don't need a lot.
No.
You get great control with it. Like I say, it's not a negative at all, because I would want to do it anyway, and I think it should be encouraged. But like I say, you do need to put it out on something and thin it. So like a wet palette is sort of I think is a must with it. So is that a negative? It's not a negative. It's not. It's just another step that I think you have to do. But maybe some people that don't want to have to go through that rigmarole and they do want to just slap paint on.
Yeah. It
could be a slight nuisance, but like.
Well, it's the thing, isn't it? It's they even Warhammer Studio paint tutorials tell you to thin your paints.
Yeah, yeah. But you should be doing it.
It's
really.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And as Duncan says, 2 thin coats.
Exactly. Yes. It does go on nice and smooth. The triad system works a treat. Yeah. No. I don't really know what I can say is any negatives, and it's I hate that.
How dare you be good?
Well, no, yeah, I don't. It's not that I like being negative. It's not about being negative. It's about
constructive criticism.
Yeah, I feel like it feels really weird having something that's like I'm completely happy with.
I was gonna say no. I'm gonna colour that done. So that's the Elven Skin gone on.
So you've done the triad and you've done a wash. So you've kind of done everything that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't fault that, to be honest.
Yeah. We'll get some photos of it as well. We'll put it up in the video. So yeah. One thing that I don't know if you got anything to paint on that model, but I'm eager for you to try some metallics.
Oh yeah. Where are we?
Surcoat Silver's there.
Surcoat Silver.
That reminded me so much of the old bolt gun metal. Have you ever used it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Lead Belcher's okay, but Lead Belcher's one of the ones from the Citadel range which it's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Need to show that. And yeah.
Well, they've got the Iron Warriors one, which is okay. But,
yeah.
Yeah, Lead Belcher. I feel Lead Belcher is a little bit too dark sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, this looks funky dory. Look at this. Right, well, we've got a nice little gun barrel on the top of its shoulder, so let's see how we go with this.
Yeah, I found it went quite well. Again, it's one of those things that when you first put it on, you can still see quite a lot of black through. But then that's when we keep saying it, like the two thin coats things comes in, like it's not going to cover on the first.
No.
But what it allows you to do is have a nice, clean, smooth finish, while having great coverage at the end of it. So yeah, I did enjoy using that metallic.
Well, this is going down nicely, yeah.
I am glad.
We'll let that dry. We'll get the second coating on it, and that'll...
Yeah. As I'm literally just painting a bit of this model. I'm not going crazy on it.
No.
I say people, if they want to see my quick tutorial on how I use these paints to paint Cadians, then that video is out on YouTube anyway. So I'm only using the similar technique. The only difference is because this is a character model, I'm probably taking a bit more time and adding another step in.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's not a hard and fast rule, you know. It's you know, with my infantry, I was like, you know what? I am literally going in. I'm doing a base coat, I'm doing a wash, and then I'm doing a one-step highlight.
Nice.
I'm not doing a triad. I don't need to.
No.
So I didn't fit in this green configuration where I'm going Wyvern to, I think it's Emerald, and then Ethereal. I just didn't do the Ethereal.
Right.
Because I didn't want the extreme highlight. I thought, what's the point? Like, I'm just going to highlight up, and it worked fine. But now, because it's a character model, I'm just going to go and do that next step, even if it is misstretchable. That's a creep, by the way. If anyone missed that.
Not genuinely misstretchable.
No.
She's wearing a helmet as well, so no haircut jokes.
Exactly.
So that's just me dropping them off there.
As you do.
As you do. But no, we've done the second coat of the, what was it called? Yeah, I've got to get used to these.
Circuit silver.
Circuit silver. Where have I put it? There it is. Circuit silver.
There you go. That's showing it off there. Lovely.
Well, I suppose, would this be the wash for it? Oblivion Black?
That's what I would use, yeah. And to be honest, like, again, this is another thing that I'm surprised I don't get stick for. Is like, especially like on infantry models, I don't really highlight my silver.
You know.
I tend to do that, Oblivion Black, and then maybe touch up back with Cere coats and I'm done. So I like the dull silver, the grimy silvers and things like that. But there are some wonderful silver highlight colours in that box. I will tell you that now. So I will find an excuse to use them.
What you need is a good old Age of Sigmar model with a massive sword and use it on that.
Yes, that is true. Although I could do it on her, she's got a sword.
Oh yeah, she has got a sword, hasn't she?
Can't reach that.
I thought she had a stick.
A stick?
You know, like a stick. A command stick.
Oh, right.
Or a talking stick.
I'll just let that dry for a minute.
Let's get this. That's the silver on. Well, this wash on even. The silver, and then we'll let that dry.
Yeah.
Who knew a gun barrel could be so intricate?
What I thought was odd as well about these washes especially that's the only one I've used, to be honest, the black one you're using now, is it seems to be murky.
Yeah, I've noticed
It's
that.
like great, but it dries
Beautifully.
Yeah, like matte, like real matte.
Ooh.
To the point where you do have to touch your metallics again, because it takes away all the shine.
Right.
But it's nice that it's matte and not, because even the sit-down ones, I know they did like the washes which were like normal and gloss.
Yeah.
Even the normal ones have a slight gloss. The same with their actual paints. They're all very slightly satin.
Yeah.
Whereas these seem to be totally matte, which is really nice. I like that in a paint.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's go through some final thoughts then, Ash.
Yeah. I think ultimately, coming into this, I didn't know what to expect. But you've said that it's they're lovely to use, and you're not wrong. They are genuinely lovely to use.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't fault the containers. I can't fault the actual paint itself. The amount that you get in it looks brilliant.
Yeah.
And you could see by the palette we're using, we're only using drops, and you get a nice sort of amount to be able to use on that. Yeah, you do have to thin them down. That is a must. You can't just these ones you can't just slap on. Absolutely not. But no, like I said while I was painting, I usually shy away from flesh tones, and I wanted to see how if flesh tones that Mr. Rhodes made would change my mind. And I must say, I'll be getting these 4.
Yeah.
And not shying away from flesh tones anytime.
There we go.
Actually. No, if I have to, it's 10 out of 10, Daz. Really?
Yeah. I thought you'd like them.
And yeah, we'll just like you said, the wash for the metallic, so the silver metallic. Yeah, that did look.
It knocks. Yeah, it's murky at first, and then when it dries, it goes really matte, and it knocks the silver back a bit. So you probably want to go back over at least with the same colour.
Yeah.
Just to bring out the highlights again. I say again, it's not even a criticism because it works. But if I can pick anything that could be a criticism, maybe that's it.
Maybe.
That I'd still like it to leave a little bit of the metallic there, so it's less work going back over it again. But I mean, it's so nitpicky.
Yeah,
that's just a personal preference for me.
And that's a big box of paints. That's just one. Paint there.
Plus, that's my take on that. As someone coming from using primarily the Citadel range, where I've not had to do that. So my brain sort of hardwired into I wash over it with an oil or something, then I'm straight into highlights, and the metallic stays there throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
So when I try something different with this, and I apply the wash, and then it dries, and my metallic is dulled down to the point where it's not shiny anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? But it's the way it is. But then I do like the fact that it is a matte thing. It's not, like we've said, like a lot of other paints are satin.
Yes.
Which I do like. I prefer matte. I think matte is a better way of doing it. So yeah, I can't really follow it. I'm trying to find things to criticise, and I can't. So.
And I'm good at criticising, so.
Yeah, maybe we should have had Rich do it. He'd have found something. Mr. Grumpy, he would have found something. But I've enjoyed using them. I can't wait to use more of the colours. Use it on more projects. But yes, I say you can pick these paints up from Exit 23. And there's a deal on, like I've said, where you buy 5 and you get 1 free. And the Wave 2 will be coming available on that page as well. Hopefully there'll be an affiliate link as well, so I'll put that in the description if it's there. But I'll put a link to the website anyway, regardless.
What did we say per what? 3?
About $3.75, something like that. Yeah.
For the amount that you get, that's a fair price for what you get as well, and you're paying for that as well.
You're paying for that.
Exactly. Well, what's the Citadel paint? $2.95 for a small one, something like that. Maybe nearly £3.
275.
$2.75, but still, yeah.
I think per milliliter it's cheaper. This.
Yes.
Slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah. And I feel like this is a paint that's made by painters for painters. You can feel it. There's a care there. It's all been thought out quite well, and I can't fault it. So I recommend at least like Ash said, that he's probably going to do as well, is the deals on at Exit 23, so there's no better time to pick them up.
No.
Grab 6 for the price of 5. That way you can get in on the triad and a wash, which is how they're designed to go on, so you get the best possible results. Just pick up a triad maybe, and a wash, maybe an extra colour, and just give it a go.
Or pick 2 triads that are very similar, and use the same wash.
Yeah,
there's your 5 there's 6 paints there. You get one.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that would be my solid advice is to give it a go. I think there's no point in just buying one, like a black, or you don't get the full experience of how they work together and how great they really are. So I think to do that, you at least need to work into the triad system.
Yeah.
So that's what I recommend. So yeah, links are all going to be below. Thank you for doing this, Ash.
Thank you for allowing me to play with your toys here.
No worries. See, we are back together. It's been nice to be back together in front of a camera. Nerve-wracking, actually.
Nerve-wracking.
I know. I'm very nervous.
I think it went well.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. As always, don't forget to like, share, all that jazz. You can follow Ash on Instagram at Lord of Chaos. Just search Daz and Wargaming for all my stuff. So just do that. Follow, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and we will see you very, very soon. Until next time, all.
Happy hobby, everybody.